There was an anti-abortion rally held outside of the Ohio statehouse, and a bunch of elected Republicans gave speeches and showed support. So Right Wing Watch managed to find this gem from State Representative Matt Lynch.
I recently thought it was important to look at these horrible beheading videos that are on the internet and the killing that's going on in the Mideast by ISIS. And, it strikes me that our nation has been aroused to that evil, in part by that video. But I've also seen these horrible abortion videos. They're not dissimilar. And it was immediately what struck me was the evil of death, of murder, being brought to an innocent life. And as a nation, as we're aroused literally to move heaven and earth to combat this evil on the other side of the world, somehow we're blind and we're silent to the 20,000 plus deaths that are occurring 70 a day right here in the state of Ohio. And we have to have the courage to understand that the moral fight against evil in the Mideast is no different than the moral fight against evil right here in the state of Ohio. And that evil is abortion.
Abortion is the same as ISIS. Abortion is the same as ISIS. Yeah, that's what I think when I see a Planned Parenthood jihad. How do you respond to people like this? Like, how do you talk to somebody like that? He's a politician. He affects legislation. You trust that guy to make decisions for anything about you and your family? Oh, is that scary that this guy has any power whatsoever? And understand something, man. I can't tell you how many times I've repeated this on the show. I'm not some sort of diehard doctrinaire liberal on the issue of abortion. I'm very moderate on the issue, okay? There is a point where you draw the line, and then you have few exceptions after that line. I think when the fetus develops a nervous system, then it becomes a much more hard moral question because there's pain involved if you do something, right? So I think abortion should be legal up until about 20 weeks or 23 weeks. Actually, 22 is where they say viability is, so right about there. And everything after that, you should only have exceptions in rare cases for rape and incest, and if the life of the mother is threatened, and if there's a fetal defect. So I get it. I can see the conservative side. I can see how even people who might not be religious like myself, they might sympathize with that position. But they take it so far and so extreme to the point where you make no sense. You don't make any sense when you say abortion equals ISIS. I mean, that's like, so what do you do realize that 90% of abortions happen before 12 weeks, right? You do realize that. And before 12 weeks, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with gametes and zygotes and embryos and pregestation fetuses. So we're talking about a fundamentally different thing in that time span. Okay? I mean, that's like saying taking the morning after pill is, you're equal to ISIS if you take the Plan B. I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, there's an old Bill Maher joke, and it sticks with me to this day because it resonates as so true, that the Republicans believe, and conservatives just like this, believe that the second you're done having sex, there's 3 people in the room. The second you're done having sex. And they have all the rights. They have, right to bear arms, right to freedom of speech. And what's the joke? It's literally a pile of goo. It is a pile of goo, and you're saying it's a person. But that's clearly not true. It's not logical. It's not rational. We can look at what a human being is, and we can look at what a pile of sex fluid is. Sorry to be super gross about it, but I'm trying to illustrate a point here. That when you make comparisons between some of the worst terrorists that ever walked the face of this fucking planet and something that's purely a woman's choice, especially that early on, right? You make yourself look like a dunce, and you need to wear the dunce hat.